You don't buy a popular blog for $2. There's a lot of zeros on that. I'm successful. I make as much as or more than a lot of doctors. I mean, that's how you get like super psycho people too. Okay, all of that. Welcome back again today, friends. We have been having fun chatting it up over here and working through this Q&A series. It has been so long since I've done public Q&As that this series is literally years in the making. And since I've already put out 2 Q&A videos in this series, got a slew of questions, so much, so let's jump right in. And if you're new here, my name is Jay Morrell. I have been on YouTube a very long time, 10 years in fact. I am a hardworking, self-made, self-taught, bootstrap, and online businesswoman. I am also a single mom of 9. Again, wasn't on my bingo card or my little scratch off card. I've been a mother now going on 3 decades, and out of my 9 children, I only have 6 minor children ages 4, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15. 15 is about to be 16. Then we'll roll through our summer birthdays. So here before we know it, those ages are going up. But that's my minor children under my little mama chicken wing. So we will continue our chattiness over here as I answer more of your questions about being a work from home mom, a working mom, running a business at home, hybrid homeschooling, large family mom life, running the household, content creation, and so many of your questions for me. And so in today's Q&A, I thought we would jump into a bunch of weight loss questions that I've had. I've got a list here. And so you may know I have lost 60 pounds, and recently I celebrated not only losing 60 pounds, but keeping that weight loss for over a year now. So that's exciting. And I do have a recent video over on my second channel where I celebrate the whole 60-pound weight loss, and I share my weight loss story that's actually over several years, starting in January 2021 and bringing you all the way up to date to March 2025. The story on how I got there, how I've maintained it, health struggles I've had, and how I've got to this point. So it's now April. Look at us, we're still going. Just yesterday, I got in 30,000 steps and it felt so good. Now, I've gotten into some good routines over this journey where my goal, when I'm in a good swing, my goal is to get 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day. Now, it's been winter, but I still hit that many days. It's been winter. We've had stuff and things, but even when I was in the hospital, helping an important friend that was in there for about 15 days, I walked the interior of the hospital. I got to know the hallways well on days that I could. And so yesterday I was able to get in 30,000 steps. Now I did that. I walked 7 miles in the afternoon. That was over about a 4-hour period while my kids were playing outside. There would be different times they were with me. They were riding scooters. At different times, my preschooler was with me. He got these little bunnies for his birthday that are battery operated and kind of hop and squeak, and they have leashes. So these little robot bunnies were going around with us at different times, and then he would run off and play with siblings in a different part of the yard. But just meaning at different points when I am outside walking like that in the afternoons, my folks are operating and moving around and enjoying the sunshine as well. And yes, one of the questions is, do any of your kids run or exercise with you? So yesterday was a good example of that. Scooters, power wheels, robot bunnies, all the little fun accessories of our life. We also have a trampoline, we have a playground, we have just about 7 acres, so everybody has a real good time. And if the weather cooperates, that's very nice. And this winter, I still got the movement in. I still bundled up. I still would walk at different little times throughout the day. I have not had a day in the last 2 weeks. I say that, and a week and a half ago, I did a mountain hike with a group and we did 8 miles. But I have not had a day where I've gotten in like 3 or 4 hours of walking in the last 2 weeks, while I've been heavily focused, as I should be, on getting out my free YouTuber training and my YouTuber extraordinaire course. That has been a very big deep dive for me to do the free training, bring new students into the course, do all that is involved in launching a signature course like that. So April through October into November, while the weather in Virginia is pretty good most days, an afternoon like we got to experience yesterday is our daily norm. The sun is shining, even if it's overcast, but yesterday it wasn't. It was Chef's kiss, it was perfection. We are able to be outside. That is how I have raised children going on 3 decades, okay? We're able to get outside, run and play. And I do have kids that will ride scooters, ride bikes, walk with me, run with me. I'm running a 5K this Saturday, and some of my folks are coming and running that with me. And some of them in the past year have shown interest and have done those activities with me, which has been really fun to see. I don't make it a pressure. I don't say, Mom is doing a 5K at 8:30 this Saturday, and you all need to be signed up. It's more like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Anybody else, you need me to register you? No, yes, no. Would you rather sleep in? And I do have 2 to 3 other adults at my house if I go to do an early morning Saturday race. Which gets me back to another question. What does your running and exercise routine look like these days? Okay, well, back to yesterday. Got that time in the afternoon, and then at some point in the afternoon, I gave direction for one of my teens to put the 2 9x13 freezer meals, hey, help us freezer meals, into the oven. And then within that, I had one of them take the asparagus that we got at Costco and one of the 2-pound bags of Brussels sprouts, wash those, get them on a sheet pan on some parchment paper, I almost said foil, but on parchment paper, cover them in olive oil, and get sheet pan vegetables going to go along with our dinner. So there's that answering a question. Multitasking. My life is multitasking and managing different layers. But again, that's not nothing new. That is how my adult life has been, and how the adult life of many women goes. So they got those dinners and the sheet pan of vegetables in the oven in the afternoon while I finished up my walking, and the younger kids were with me and played along while we did that. Then we all came together for a family dinner, and after cleanup and then some other evening chores and activities started, I went back outside. I don't think I did just under, okay, I did 1.59 miles. In this picture that I shared on IG yesterday. So I did 1.59 miles after dinner when it made sense that I could do that. And again, my walking area is right out these windows. And then in addition to that, after I got that walk in, evening time was going, then folks were doing other activities. Later, like about 8, because have you seen the meme or have you heard the joke, like, you don't have to wait for your birthday to get your birthday cake. You can literally buy a birthday cake any day of the week and have birthday cake, right? It's like that for me with running. I get to run my own universe, make my own decisions, and I can literally decide to run when it's most convenient for me. Wow. So yesterday, again, heavy afternoon time outside in the sunshine with my kids, little brisker walk there after dinner, and then at 8, I went outside and I ran 2.5 miles. It was fantastic. I can totally do that because, again, I can make those decisions. And I will say historically, like for 2024, which end of 2023, November 2023 is when I started running. So I started heavy walking September 2023. I transitioned to running November 2023. So 2024 was my first full year. And again, hey, look, I made it a full year being a runner and being very intentional about getting my movement in and my steps every day. And so historically, looking back at 2024, which is my one heavy movement year to base, okay, how's it gonna go for 2025? The kind of heavy movement day I had yesterday, I was able to get in several days a week, like 3 to 4 days out of 7 in 2024. In that time, April through October into November-ish, I was able to get in that kind of movement many days. Not always 30,000 steps, but a solid 15 to 20,000 steps, often between 20 and 30,000. It feels good to my body. It's not hurting me in any way. It's fantastic endorphins. I feel good when I get that kind of movement. And if I'm starting to feel down or if my body's feeling stiff, movement actually is good for me. Here's what hasn't been good for me. And this is just why I flipped my whole business model and I run my business the way that I have run it the last many years. Why I went all in on YouTube and all of that is when I built my blog, it was very much 10 hours a day in different time blocks. You know how I do my movement now in time blocks as I can throughout the day? That's how I ran my blog. That made money come out of the internet because of my hard work, and I could do radical things like buy my kids fruit and new Walmart shoes, okay? That's how that story goes. And I busted my neck by 2015, Some of my very first YouTube videos are me with my neck wrapped in ice, because that summer I was able to really watch YouTube and my successful business mama mind that had already built the successful 6-figure-a-year blog that totally changed my family's life. And to prove it, I had the ice. I would take an ice pack and put it around my neck, and then I would take a baby blanket, because my 7th baby was only 6 months old at that time, so you know I still had baby blankets, and I would take it, I would hold that baby blanket and keep that ice curved around. It's one of those flexible ice packs. I know, the tricks you didn't know that you needed to know. And I busted my neck and hurt my physical body by all the time I was at my laptop and by this head position. And I still deal with that now. 10 years later, I have to really pay attention to my neck. I've done physical therapy. I do chiropractic treatments. I work on head posture. I'm careful when I lift. I learned a whole lesson for this, but I'm also not the only woman in this universe who has ever sacrificed their health or their body for the care of their family and their children. Women do it every day. And one of the things that made YouTube so beautiful to me that summer that I busted my neck, I saw, with my online business woman knowledge, I saw so much potential on YouTube. I was like, I really think I can do something with that. I think I can actually flip a lot. Like a lot of visions and insights, it's not always okay, Jay Morrell, here's the next 20 steps on exactly how you're gonna flip your business. But it was enough to get me interested in YouTube. The expert, Tim Schmoyer, was and is an expert. And so I watched some of his videos, and he had a really neat testimonial on his YouTube training. It used to be video creators. I do know Tim and his wife. I think she used to follow my homeschool blog and got us connected. But one of Tim's testimonials back then, 10 years ago, about the power of YouTube is he had created an ebook. I want to say it was under a $30 ebook. Tim, you can jump in and help me with the testimonial. How I remember it is, he made this ebook and he was making $10,000 a month reoccurring revenue stream from that ebook. And I was like, yeah, I see how things work with blogging. I see, because by 2015 and 2012, I took what I had learned from hobby blogging and jumped out, tell the story with me, right? Jumped out and started a second blog that quickly, but not like a magic button. Not like, oh, I made this thing and traffic is gonna flow and money's gonna come out of the internet. I worked 10 hours a day based on my idea and this totally new thought process, revolutionary blog idea that no one had done yet. And yes, it was a mix of different things out there. It was a deal blog for homeschoolers. There's been many come and go. I'm not in that universe anymore. I mean, I'm in the homeschool mom universe forever, right? That's my tattoo. But I'm not in that blogging universe anymore. But at the time when I made free homeschool deals in 2012, there was nothing like it. And my faithful homeschool mom blog readers who'd been reading my first blog for several years caught the vision the morning I launched it. I stayed up all night the night before to build it. Once I got the idea and I went all in, they caught the vision. They crashed my site the very first morning that I launched it. I mean, it's just like a blogger dream, right? But I like hearing my fingernails click on this counter, right? I had to pour the time in to produce the content that brought the traffic that then people came for. And then the ads ran on the blog. And then I got the email list subscribers. I would nurture them via email. I share this whole story in detail, plus a lot more behind the scenes detail in my new free YouTuber and really successful business mama training that I have available, that I just put out into this world last week. And I've gotten so many good reviews from it already. So many women are telling me they're either starting a channel, they're dusting off their channel, they don't know exactly what they're doing, but my goodness, they have caught my vision and inspiration and they're gonna figure something out. And many people from that training have gone on to become new YouTuber extraordinaire students in my signature YouTuber Business Mama course that I've just launched. So we're dancing around the barn. I may not have told you that in the beginning if you're new here, but if you have been here, you know we do a lot of dancing around the barn. And also tomorrow night's line dancing in the elementary school gym, and I'm excited about that. So in my experience of building that blog and starting to catch a vision with YouTube, I was over a series of years able to start YouTube as a hobby, grow it into a more serious hobby, start testing and experiments with things I thought I saw and data that's collected on the back end in the YouTube analytics. And because I had that self-taught blogging, marketing, business mama mind that I had already proven was successful, I was then able by 2018 to sell that blog. I sold my income, but I did get a multiple of my annual income back as payment. It's just like buying and selling a house. You don't buy a house for $2. You don't buy a popular blog for $2. There's a lot of zeros on that. Now, if you hear any hooting and hollering, and I'm able to set my camera up and I've got my timer set for an hour and I am doing this video, and that's all part of my business that also provides for all those people that are outside playing in the sunshine. And with all the skills I have taught myself and hustled and learned, I have over 12 years of online business experience. Really, because I get into like sharing my years and my timeline. I do my whole timeline in my free full-time YouTuber training. I'll have that link down below for you. But even when I get into analyzing that, I'm like, wow, I've actually been doing this over 14 years. Now, I have not been making a full-time income for 14 years. I have been making a full-time income a solid 12, almost 13 years. And again, I keep everything in my life, in my timeline, straight by the ages of my children. So when I launched Free Homeschool Deals, April 2012, I was not yet pregnant with my sixth baby, who I had February 2013. And that baby that I had in February 2013 is now over 12 years old. It was April 2012 that I truly began to have money come out of the internet and see how my work equaled money to provide for my family. And before that, I hobby blogged and got to know other bloggers several years. Now, it was January 2011 that I looked at my hobby blog that I started while we were traveling, and I was a mom of three in 2008. 2008, I started that hobby blog. 2011, I was like, okay, I want to blog basically consistently. Many of my favorite homeschool mom blogs at that time, again, especially Amy from Raisin Arrows, she was my favorite. Like, if she had a #1 fan, I was there. I was her avatar. I was it. And so every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., Amy published, and every morning I was there, and I was like, I'm so inspired. And I saw how her blog took readers on a journey through the years, and it provided helpful content, and then it interlinked with all this other content, and I was like, this is beautiful. I have no money for a hobby. It is winter, January 2011. I just had my fifth baby. The paint is peeling off my house. I have $0.00 to work with, but I have a Toshiba laptop, and I have internet. So, and I've been hobby blogging a couple years now, so I could do this consistently. And my routine became every morning I would get up early, a couple hours before my kids. It gave me endorphins. It was something fun for me. It fed my soul to get up and like, okay, what am I going to encourage homeschool moms about today? And I would write that. I didn't know, we didn't know nothing about SEO. Hey, how old am I? I was doing this before Pinterest was even invented, okay? When IG launched, I was one of the first people on it. I think my IG account goes back to like 2010. Is that right? Maybe 2012. It was early, okay? This is before dinosaurs roamed the earth. We didn't do reels. We didn't have Pinterest graphics. We didn't have SEO titles, okay? We were just sharing, encouraging homeschool mom stuff. That's how I got going. And eventually it got to the point where I was like, okay, I've put a year into this now. Okay, now it's 2012. I must, if I'm gonna keep doing this, I need, because I had a $300 a month, $250 to $350 a month grocery budget. So I just say 300, monkey in the middle there. I have that grocery budget. I need to either go back to picking up a shift, nursing shift on the weekends, or I need to figure out how to double my grocery budget with this hobby of blogging. And then we did that thing. And I've grown multiple email lists to over 100,000. I've done a lot of email marketing. I've built a Shopify store from scratch. I've built a membership from scratch. That's over 5 years old now. I've done a good many things, and I have been making an income for my family for the past 12 years doing that. And I've had income streams come and I've had income streams go. I've had really great ideas that work well and are very profitable for 6 months or 2 years, and then those dry up. I have seen it, I have experienced it. And so in my YouTuber Extraordinaire course, that's why I picked to do the YouTube course first. My plan is to have an overall business suite called Successful Business Mama. And in that course suite, I will have courses on different topics that I deep dive with. I'm obviously well known for being successful on YouTube, or people didn't know I was successful on YouTube and they're like, well, I didn't know you were actually profitable. I mean, you don't even have 400,000 subscribers. And these people over here have 600,000, 800,000, millions of subscribers. What do you mean you're making a full-time income and YouTube's one of your big income streams? I get all the questions, and that's fine. Please, don't expect a lot from me. That's okay. I'm just over here handling my business and buying new shoes for my folks. And so in my YouTuber Extraordinaire course, I really help cast a vision for women and mothers in particular. As I shared with you in my last video, I only know how to speak from a mama perspective because this has been my whole adult life. I only know mom life and how to adapt and organize and plan and manage from a mom life perspective. And so in my free training, I really deep dive with all that's possible. And I also teach 5 keys to full-time YouTuber success. In my signature course called YouTuber Extraordinaire, I go deeper with that. I have 50 real mom life practical teaching videos that goes through everything, starting from scratch, basic YouTube SEO, video editing, thoughts on title and thumbnail creation. I get into teaching such as affiliate marketing, creating your own products. I deep dive into stuff that really is advanced for whenever you are in the throes of even starting a channel. I try to go gentle with the advanced topics because I want my students to know what's possible. I want them to know, if I build this, these are other things to consider. Like one of the first things I tell YouTube creators, get your email list going. Okay, do that. You need to do that, okay? And I teach about that even deeper in YouTuber Extraordinaire. So it's a lot of inspiration, it's a lot of vision casting. It's not just fluff though, there's brainstorming and there's a lot of strategy. And then along with that, I'm doing 4 months of live coaching coming up. And there's a whole power-packed printable resource library. And before I open the doors this week to YouTuber Extraordinaire, I added a whole bunch more to that. And now my students who were with me in the very beginning, my beta students, got YouTuber Extraordinaire for a phenomenal price. And now here we are a year and a half later, and they get all of these updates, all the new videos I just added, the live coaching that I'm leading April 2025, all the way through July 2025, all these advanced printables. My students who have been in there, they get all of that. All of my students who join get updates for the life of the course. As long as the course is online, when I do updates, they have access to all of that. And if I do something like offer 4 months of bonus live coaching, which is a $1,200 value that new students get for free, my original students, they get all that too. And so another one of the questions that I have received is why I started a second channel and how that's going over there. So I started a second channel in fall 2024. It just seemed like it made sense. We're doing heavy Chatty this week on my main channel here. We focus on the food. I felt like this would be a good opportunity for me to expand to a second channel because I got a lot more I want to say. I'm having a lot more experiences. I'm having a lot I'm walking out. And I wanted a place where I could sit and encourage women who are hurting, women who are going through hard things, and continue building that channel out over there. Now, it's a smart YouTuber strategy, and I teach that in my course as well. This channel has been here on YouTube and is doing well. And it seemed like a good opportunity to stretch out, to branch out more, and to start a second channel. That being said, let's see. I don't even know if I have 10 videos up over there. My goal for 2025, and when I say goal, I have firm understanding I might not hit that goal. But if I hit half a goal, my goodness, that's pretty good. So my goal that I have is 1 video a week for 2025 on my second channel. That would be 52 videos. Well, what if I only hit half of that? Then I'll be sitting here at 2025 and I'll have 25 new 2025 videos up on that channel. And that means I will be starting 2026 with my second channel that has been growing steadily. I think we got about 30,000 subscribers over there. But part of what I teach, subscriber number doesn't equal income. There are YouTubers who can have less subscribers than me on either channel, and they can make more. And there are YouTubers who have more subscribers than me, and I can be blowing them out of the water. So it really depends on your online business strategy and savviness, which is part of what I teach over in YouTuber Extraordinaire. And so one of the questions is what inspired me to start the second channel. It's that I want to continue to expand the topics that I share about. My goal is to just continue to have growth there. I mean, my goodness, I now have a second channel, and I've been working through finding my voice, finding my routine, finding my rhythm over there. And in another year, I will look at that with its library of maybe 30 to 40 videos. I mean, or maybe I'll hit some goals. Maybe we'll have 60 or so videos by April 2026, right? But I'll look at that and I'll be glad I did it. And from there, it's only up. I'm only continuing to expand what I share about over there. I'm continuing the conversation. I'm offering more to my viewers. And that's one of the things that I have learned to listen to through my full-time YouTuber journey. I also teach this in YouTuber Extraordinaire, which the link will be linked down below. It's a $1,844 value currently, and it's only $247, but that price is through Monday, April 21st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. That link will be down below. You can join me for the full course, all the adventures, and the live coaching coming up. And that is part of what I teach my students. Part of the strategy is to actually listen to their viewers. You listen to your viewers, I listen to my viewers. Listen to your viewers to what they actually want from you. When I started this channel, I thought I was going to sit on my porch and give an encouraging homeschool mom talk once a week. My very first video, you can go back and watch it. It's precious. It's my oldest son holding this camcorder, okay? And I didn't have a mic. I didn't have, it was out. There were chicken trucks driving by. It was like rural farming road. We got all that noise, and I'm on my porch of the farmhouse, and I'm talking about how I'm going to have a once a week vlog. We called it the vlog back then. I was going to have a vlog. I didn't know how to say vlog, okay? Have that vlog, and my encouragement was going to be a talk on motherhood, homeschooling, and family life. That's what I was going to do once a week. That's all I came to. Like with YouTube, when I started testing it out, I was like, I can talk one of those topics every week on my porch. And then one of my viewers of that first video was like, hey, we do some short filmmaking. You need to get yourself a little microphone. Okay, so second video with the camcorder, I had a little microphone. See, I've always been talking about the grocery saving. So inexpensive family travel was one of them, saving on the grocery budget. Then I did a pregnancy announcement video. Yes, it's precious. So you just go to the videos tab and then you click to sort it to oldest. So we got the vlog intro, homeschooling, motherhood, family life. 8 tips for homeschool tips for beginners. I think that one I had the little microphone on the porch. Then I did money saving tips for family travel, how to save money on groceries, and I give one easy tip for grocery savings annually. And then, now these are precious. Here's where I'm testing out some other things. How to make homemade liquid laundry soap, okay? I'm barefoot and pregnant with baby number 7 there. Then I do a baby number 7 gender reveal, trim healthy mama pregnancy. How long have I been a super fan of that? Then I do a video, homeschooling with a newborn, okay? Then I do make ahead freezer meals, peanut butter and jelly for the freezer. And then I'm doing that freezer meal video. And then we have my very first grocery haul over 10 years ago. So super precious. That's how I started. And with that, part of what shaped my journey is because YouTube connects you with your audience. That's part of why YouTube is such a powerful platform. YouTube connects, I mean, that's how you get like super psycho people too. Okay, all of that. But it radically connects you to wonderful, I say, the good, the bad, the ugly, but it connects you to more good. Okay, yes, there's hate watchers. Again, I can't get into all the muddy water because I don't need muddy water in my brain this afternoon. I'm going out with my kids. We're going to have a really nice afternoon. I'm going to get 20,000 to 30,000 steps, and I'm going to eat my protein and drink my water. But I really went into listening to my viewers and what they wanted from me. And pretty quickly, I learned, because of the conversation in the comments, they weren't necessarily wanting, although many folks have loved, we called them country porch chats. More of what people were asking me for is what was in the slow cooker on my back counter. How was I feeding all those people? What do I mean I can make meatloaf in the slow cooker? Why would I freeze peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? And I continue to listen to those conversations and go from there. Part of what I've heard on this channel is, yes, people want the food here, right? And thank goodness food has always been one of my favorite topics, and I have always bought a lot of food, cooked a lot of food, prepped a lot of food, froze a lot of food, slow cooked a lot of food, done one-pot meals. Like, I have been living that life going on 3 decades, and then I had the opportunity to start filming it and sharing about it on YouTube 10 years ago. But I was doing that. I remember I butchered my first chickens, you know, barefoot and pregnant with baby number 5. I butchered 3 mean roosters. What I'm saying, I was living that life and I was doing those things and I wasn't filming them because that wasn't an option or reality for me yet. That wasn't any of the tools that I had. And even content creation wise, we had blogging. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have these things that we have today back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you know, 2008, 2009, 2011. And so part of what I've heard over here is that women want more from me. Mothers want more tips and strategies and encouragement from me. Women who are hurting, women whose lives are falling apart, women who had a life very much that matched mine. You know, you have your chickens, you have your dream milk cow, you have your 57 children. You're doing all the things that you thought you were supposed to be doing, and you loved it. And then the freight train came, and then you have to figure out how to scrape your face off the train tracks. That's really wild. So wild, 0 stars, do not recommend. And I can also smile and have a little humor with it because it's my reality. And that gives me the permission slip to get my little smile where I can. Because still, it is not a reality that any woman wants her life to become. And those women who have watched me through the years, maybe they started homeschooling because I was giving them free homeschool deals, and women, even recently I had someone message me that wanted an updated list of read alouds. Like, they want to know, what am I reading to my kids? And I'm like, I'm not reading them nothing. We do audiobooks these days. That's the J. Morrell Homeschool in 2025, Audible all the way, and of course independent reading. But if I'm involved, Audible's reading it to us. So those women who were barefoot and pregnant, making homemade laundry soap, using my homemade laundry soap video tutorial, and even before that, my homemade laundry soap recipe on my blog, and doing their freezer fruit bread. It's not just me, okay? There's quite a group who didn't see that coming, and they're hurting, and they need me to encourage them. And a beautiful group of women from here on the main channel who have come over to my second channel to join the conversation. That's what I love about the second channel. The conversation that we are having, I don't even have a dozen videos yet. There are conversations and encouragement, the comments from seasoned women who have gone before us, who made it. People have gotten on me because I'm going back to college. I didn't even answer those questions yet. Because I'm gonna finish my 4-year degree that I'm almost done with. It's only 3 decades in the making. People think I'm crazy, which is fine, cool. Okay, but I think over 1,000 women in the comments of my college video. We're gonna go look in the minutes. I got a lot of women in that comment section who are like, Jay Morrell, I went back and finished my master's in social work at 54. Jay Morrell, I finished my PhD in my 60s. Jay Morrell, I did a whole different career at 49 and I got my education and my pieces of paper to go with. It's not me. I am not the only woman at 45, even though I'm successful and even though I make as much as or more than a lot of doctors, okay? I'm not the only woman who has gone back to school midlife to finish some things up and to get some pieces of paper. Yeah, I got the YouTube play button over there. I'll probably get one for the second channel within the next year or so. I don't know, am I gonna get a gold one? I don't know, like that's one of the things like my folks in my household want to, will you get the gold one? Will you get the diamond one? I don't know, cause I'm not doing this for subscribers, okay? Again, subscriber numbers are great. And actually last month, I got the most subscribers in 1 month that I have for a while. That's cool, that's super great. I love it when that little uptick happens. But I work to build an evergreen business that goes beyond subscriber numbers, and that's part of what I teach in YouTuber Extraordinaire. Okay, I was wrong, I just checked. We only have 504 comments in the video, Single Mom of 9, Going Back to College. I published that video March 8th. There are 504 comments, mainly from women sharing they went back to college anywhere from their 40s to later 60s, okay? And they found a lot of benefit in finishing up their education in a variety of fields, okay? My video with over 1,600 comments is, it has been enough, I'm going to address this. And that video is just me answering a silly question. Go over there and watch it if you would like to hear the answer. But right now, while the sun is shining, where we have to get to the Arboretum, okay? Okay, but the whole topic of the video is, a few fools told me I didn't have the right to use the term single mom. And I addressed it. And comments, folks discuss. So anyway, friends, thank you for dancing around the barn with me. As always, we made it. I didn't even scratch the surface. I think I have a list of 72 questions. We hit some. Okay, we're doing this. I'm gonna keep going with this Chatty Q&A series. I think I'm gonna do at least one more of these videos over here on this channel. Right now, for a limited time, you can click the first link in the description below and join me. Let me be your YouTube mentor, your online business mentor, because I have done this thing for over a decade, 14 to 16 years online truly, but making a full-time income for 12 years and going all in and making YouTube as my base, the core of a whole other business that has been even more successful than my blog. So you can click the first link in the description below, check out the pinned comment, join me for YouTuber Extraordinaire while the doors are open, and you get 50 practical real life mama, because you know, if I'm gonna teach you something, it's gonna be practical and it's gonna be real life, because I have done the thing and I have inspired many other women to do the thing. You can read the reviews at largefamilytable.com/YouTube. For example, my friend Sarah from Our Tribe of Many has shared how my hot tip alone helped her double her ad income. My friend Becky from Acre Homestead, and we all know and love Becky, she was watching my channel years before she started. And by her comment, she was greatly inspired. And some tips that I gave her once we became real life friends and she really got going, helped her transition from being, of course, a full-time YouTuber, but a full-time mom and a YouTuber. Some tips that helped her manage the transition as an online businesswoman to being an online businesswoman YouTuber who is also juggling motherhood. There's many great reviews over at largefamilytable.com/YouTube that you can read from real women that I have mentored in different ways in YouTube and online business. And additionally, there are reviews from my actual YouTuber Extraordinaire students. So take advantage of this now while I'm gonna lead live coaching. It's gonna be a once-a-month call where I answer my students' questions directly, April, May, June, July 2025. Now, if you can't make those live call events, it's okay because the replays will be added to the YouTuber Extraordinaire course for my students. And again, besides the 50 practical real life videos that are already in there, including a bunch of behind the scenes and Q&A and practical strategy and analytics and analysis, and the power-packed resource library and those upcoming live coaching calls, students also, for the lifetime of the course, which which just means for as long as it's online, get the continued updates and goodies that I do over time. And what I'm creating is a whole YouTuber extraordinaire community of women who I'm mentoring as they get their channels going, or as they bring life to their existing channels, as they think out different business strategies, and then put the work in to take their businesses to the next level. And for all of that, head to largefamilytable.com/YouTube. So I'm gonna get my folks now to the Arboretum. We are gonna go get Little Caesars pizza for them this afternoon, because that's our idea of a good time. I'm probably gonna go through Jimmy John's and get myself that, what is it? West Coast Spicy Club thing that they have. I get it with no provolone, no mayo. It's wrapped in lettuce. It's a whole thing, and I get the pickle. You've seen me order it. That's what I'm having. If any of my folks want that, I'll get them one too, but most likely they're gonna want the Little Caesars. We're gonna go walk in the woods and look at some turtles at the pond. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Continue to leave me your questions. I am keeping a list of them. I'm adding to them. I'm gonna continue this series on this channel, and when I'm done launching YouTuber Extraordinaire, I'm gonna get back to big batch cooking. We are living off of meat I got marked down to Aldi, still using up the full cow. And like I said, last night we did sheet pan vegetables and freezer meals. Today it's gonna be some Little Caesars, okay? And leftovers this evening, because we have some leftovers from yesterday. And I think tomorrow we're doing big batch tacos. But hopefully next week, once all my new students are into YouTuber Extraordinaire, and that offer is no longer on largefamilytable.com/YouTube, we'll get back to big batch cooking. I got some folks busted. Oh, they're happy. They're happy. Okay, they're chasing, they're playing tag. Tag is involved, and a whole posse thought they were gonna run through the kitchen, and Mama stopped them because I got my doors locked. But it's time for me to go let them run through the woods now. We should start taking bets on me making homemade big batch pizzas. Like the olden days, we've done it, we've did it. I talk like that because it's fun. Okay, and we got already seasonal flies coming in the country kitchen. Jamrell, why do you get flies in your kitchen? Example, kids trying to run through the kitchen like it's an extension of the outside. That would have been front door, back door open, run through. That's what we just missed there. That was that excitement. I think some flies would have flown through with it. And I think we will continue futuristically the rest of this Q&A series over on my second channel, which if you haven't joined me over there, go ahead and do that too. Okay, over and out. I feel like I'm ending a phone call. Roger Dodger. Gonna get all my folks loaded in the car now. Bye.